Comrade Mapisa Nqakula is a leader of long-standing in the ANC and a former speaker and a former minister of defense. She is entitled to express her reflections on her own conduct and the conduct of her caucus at that time. I'm not going to enter into personal exchanges with a leader of this movement through the media. Rather, what I will say is this, among others. Parties are allowed to call for a 3-line whip and are authorized a 3-line whip that is public information. We sympathize with the personal difficulties that the former speaker is going through. Now is not the time to deal with matters publicly. The Office of the Secretary General is not in the practice of confirming or denying every reflection a comrade may share on a podcast. Because our teachings in the organization, you don't jump with the rest and express your opinion. You approach the organization. That's what a principled leader does. Well, this behavior has become very much common these days. We don't know whether it's because of the gap of leadership track record, that those who came before us think that they can say anything, anyhow, anytime, to the total disregard of the party. Umamno's viewer has never called me as the SG of the ANC, posed the judgment and expressed the views that she has expressed, which she is entitled to in this particular instance, which is very much unfortunate.
ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula responds to the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula. Good people, welcome back to Izwi Labansundu, the Voice for Africans, the home of truth, analysis, and fearless political conversations. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss any important political developments shaping South Africa. Today we are talking about a political war that is slowly exposing deep divisions inside the African National Congress. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula has now responded to the explosive allegations made against him by former National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula regarding the controversial Phala Phala Section 89 report. And comrades, this matter is becoming very serious because what started as a constitutional debate is now turning into a direct internal ANC confrontation involving power, loyalty, and accusations of political manipulation. Let us break this whole thing down carefully. As many of you already know, Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula recently claimed that Fikile Mbalula played a major role in influencing ANC MPs to reject the Section 89 report into President Cyril Ramaphosa over the Phala Phala scandal. According to Mapisa Nqakula, the ANC MPs were pressured and instructed to close ranks around Cyril Ramaphosa. Now remember, at the time, the Section 89 panel had found that there may have been constitutional violations linked to Phala Phala scandal, and there was a prima facie case that Cyril Ramaphosa had to respond to. That report had created massive pressure on Cyril Ramaphosa. Many people believed it could even lead to impeachment proceedings. But instead, ANC MPs voted against adopting the report. That decision protected Ramaphosa politically. And now, years later, former Speaker Mapisa Nqakula is saying that the process was heavily influenced from within ANC leadership structures, with Fikile Mbalula being the central figure in that. That is where Fikile Mbalula enters the picture. Now, Mbalula has come out fighting. In his response, Mbalula dismissed the allegations and defended the ANC's decision-making process. He basically argued that ANC MPs acted collectively and democratically as members of the governing party. This is despite the ruling of the Constitutional Court. Right? According to him, no individual forced MPs to vote in a particular direction. But many South Africans are asking an important question. Can ANC MPs truly vote independently when party discipline is involved? Because let us be honest here, guys. South African politics operates heavily on party loyalty. When the leadership of a political party takes a position, MPs are usually expected to follow that line, especially in the African National Congress. And this is exactly why Mapisa Nqakula's comments are causing such a political storm. Because she is not an outsider. She is not an opposition politician. She is a former senior ANC leader who sat at the highest levels of government, which means her allegations carry political weight. Now, some people believe Mapisa Nqakula is simply trying to shift blame away from herself, especially after the Constitutional Court outcome. Remember, as Speaker of Parliament at the time, she also faced criticism over how the Section 89 process was handled. Critics argue that Parliament failed to exercise proper oversight over the executive. So there are people who say she is now trying to rewrite history. But others believe her comments expose what many South Africans have suspected for years. That Parliament is often controlled by party interest rather than constitutional principles. And comrades, this is the bigger issue here. The credibility of Parliament itself. Because if members of Parliament vote mainly to protect party leaders instead of protecting the Constitution, then South Africans begin losing trust in democratic institutions. That is why the Phala matter became such a defining political moment. For some South Africans, the ANC's decision to reject the report confirmed fears that powerful leaders are shielded from accountability. Now let us talk about Fikile Mbalula specifically. Mbalula is not just an ANC member. As Secretary General, he occupies one of the most powerful positions in the ANC. He is responsible for organizational discipline, communication, and political coordination within the party. So naturally, people believe he will have influence over MPs and party structures, whether direct or indirect. That is why his denial is not convincing everybody. Because even if there was no written instruction, political influence inside ANC often works through internal pressure, political alignment, and factional loyalty. And we all know the ANC has been deeply divided between different factions. There are those aligned with Cyril Ramaphosa. There are those aligned with former President Jacob Zuma. And there are those trying to survive between competing camps. The Phala scandal intensified those divisions. Some ANC members quietly believed Ramaphosa should have stepped aside. Others believed removing him would destroy the party before the 2024 elections. So the stakes were extremely very high. Now, that makes this story even more interesting is the timing. That's what makes the story more interesting. Why are these accusations resurfacing now? Why is Mapisa Nqakula speaking out now? Some political analysts believe there are ongoing internal ANC battles ahead of the future leadership contest in 2027. Others believe former ANC leaders are beginning to distance themselves from controversial decisions of the Ramaphosa era. And some believe this is part of a larger attempt to expose how major decisions were taken inside the ANC during the Phala crisis. Whatever the reason may be, one thing is clear. The ANC is still dealing with unresolved internal tensions. Now, comrades, Let us also remember that the Constitutional Court later ruled on aspects connected to the Section 89 process. That ruling reignited public debate about whether Parliament handled the matter properly in the first place. And this is why the political wounds of Phala Phala never truly disappeared. Even today, many South Africans still feel there was never full accountability. And correctly so. Some believe Ramaphosa survived politically because of ANC numbers in Parliament, not because all questions were answered. Others believe opposition parties exaggerated the scandal for political gain. But regardless of which side people support, the damage to public trust was significant. And now, with ANC leaders publicly contradicting each other, the issue is returning into the spotlight once again. Another important question is this: what does this say about unity inside the ANC? Because when senior leaders start openly accusing each other over historical political decisions, it reveals serious internal fractures. Remember, the ANC is preparing for difficult political battles ahead. The party already lost its outright majority nationally. Public confidence has declined. Internal factionalism continues, and now these public disputes are exposing even more instability. Fikile Mbalula probably understands that very well. That is why his response was aggressive and defensive. He knows that if the perception grows that ANC leaders manipulate Parliament to protect Ramaphosa, it could further damage the ANC's image, especially among voters who already feel disappointed by corruption scandals and internal political games. But at the same time, Mapisa Nqakula's comments may encourage more formal leaders to speak openly about what really happened behind closed doors during the Phala Phala saga. And if that happens, South Africans may hear even more uncomfortable revelations in the future. Now, comrades, let me say this very clearly. This issue is bigger than personalities. It is bigger than Mbalula. It is bigger than Mapisa Nqakula. The real issue is whether Parliament in South Africa can truly hold powerful politicians accountable regardless of party affiliation. That is the fundamental question, because democracy depends on institutions acting independently and fearlessly. If political loyalty becomes more important than constitutional accountability, then democratic oversight becomes weak. And that affects all South Africans. Now, before I close, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Fikile Mbalula influenced ANC MPs during the Phala Phala Section 89 vote? Do you believe Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula is telling the truth? Or do you think this is just another ANC factional battle playing itself out in public? Comment below and let us discuss. If you enjoyed this analysis, please do not forget to like, subscribe, join, and share this video. This is Izula Bansundu, the voice for Africans, where we speak without fear. Until next time, stay informed and stay revolutionary. My name is Tebus Kosana, Tsamakuma Africa.